Alright guys, it's Justice here from tutorialscamp.com. Today we're gonna see how we can pass data from parent components to child components. And by the end of this video, we're gonna build this, a very simple shopping cart. So you have gotten our product here. Let's say we have selected a product and this is the quantity. So let's say we have selected zero quantity. We want to increase the quantity of the product that we want to purchase. So we go click on this add button. We get 1, we get 2, 3, 5. But here we say I don't want to purchase 4, I want to purchase 2. So what can I do? You go here, you click bam, bam, there you go, you can purchase this. So here's the catch. This 2 that is being changed all the time that I click on these guys, these values, they are coming from the parent component. And this variable right, this property, this guy that is changing right here is what? From the child component. So here we are passing data from the parent components to child component. That's exactly what we are going to do here in Angular 10. So let's go and then do it. I've actually gotten a child components here, so let me get rid of everything and then let's start everything together. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of my child components. You don't have to do this because you don't have this first. Alright, cool. Then I've gotten some stuff here. I need to get rid of them because I don't need them now. Alright, so let's see how we can create our chat component. Open your CMD. Did I say CMD? Yeah, command line prompt, and then let's create our chat component. So ng generate component child. You give it a name. You can call it whatever you like. I just prefer to call it child. And you can see it's going ahead creating some files. Created some file. I've explained this stuff, this thing when we're creating our component. So let's go to our chat component and let's see how we can pass data from our parent component to our chat. So you can see I've gotten our chat component right and everything right. This guys here is what our parent component. So how can you actually pass data from our parent components to our chat component? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? You see, let's see, let's type here parent component, and let's grab another one. Let's go to the chat component. Alright, let's open it. Chat component.html, and let's call it chat component. Okay. So what do we want to do? We want to display this inside what our parent component, because now if you go to the browser you can see we will only get what? I need to refresh my my server, right? Okay, this should be displayed, so I need to refresh my server. Sometimes that's happening. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let me refresh my server and show you what I'm talking about. Bunch of errors. So ng save was actually running some program, that's why it's gonna take a while. Let me pause it and allow it to compile. Alright, everything is working. You can check it out, and you see I've gotten parent component right here, right? So let's see how we can embed the chat component into our parent component. Open Visual Studio, and I've gotten our chat component. So let's check the selector of our chat component is app child, right? Okay, so let's go to app, and here you're gonna app child. Great. Save it, refresh in the browser, and you should get app child here. Chat components. So we have gotten parent components and chat component. So let's see how we can pass data from the parent components into our chat component. the way we do that, we use something called input decorator. What am I talking about? Let me show you. So first, go and what, import the input decorator in your chat component, right? So what we are actually going to do now is this input decorator right here is like a public API, right? You know API, right? They are certain things that it is made public to us to what, access it, right? So this, if we make some property here as a public API, we can it become what, it becomes accessible to what, outside components. So other components can pass data to what, to it. So how do we go about it? All right, so easy. All right, so create a use the all right, create a property, like let's call it quantity. Okay, let's call it quantity. Okay, cart count, shopping cart. All right, so let's call it cart. Okay, let's call it item quantity. Oh boy. Right, then close it, but don't assign it, or you can assign it. So then we have to add this input decorator to it. Why do we need to do it? I will explain. Don't forget the ads, that's what make it a problem. So what have we actually done here is this, because we have attached this at input decorator to this property right here. This property right here has become what, a public API. So what have we done is we have not assigned any value to it. So because we have done it a public API, this thing right now, it becomes what, a container which other components can pass data into it as what, its value. So all the data that will be passed to it will be the value of what, this property right here. So how do we do it? Okay, so simple. Okay, so what you want to do is go to your go to your app component and okay, this is what I just did in the previous. Get rid of it, right? You have to, I was working on something. So what we want to do is what we have to do is, what value do we want to pass to this where is it chat component? Okay, so inside our parent component, what value do we want to pass to this guy right here? The way we do that, let's define a property and assign a value to it. So let's say quantity number, right? Quantity number, right? Quantity or quantity value. Then let's say it's equal to 0, right? Let's say it's equal to 0. So we have defined a quantity value. Now what we want to assign this, right, that's this guy here, into this public API right here. And then you do that, you have to go to app component.html. Inside the chat component decorator, we are going to bind this property right here to what, to this. And the way we do that, we use what, property binding. How do you go about it? You do it like this, square bracket, and this is the chat component. And what value what value do you want to bind to it? So pin your square bracket, parent whatever, double question mark, and then go to app component. So this is the value we want to bind to it, right? Go to chat component and bam, there we go. So there we go, we have assigned this property, which has a value of what, 1, to this property here, which is item quantity. So the value of this item quantity is now what, 0. So yes, here's how we do the binding. So how can we actually display it? Go to your chat component, chat component.html, and do something like let's do something like quantity product one product quan. So what do we want to do? We want to show the value of what, or this guy here. So we are going to use strange interpolation to what, reference it. Bam, there we go. So probably this we should get 0 as a data in our browser. So let's refresh our browser. There we go. So where do this 0 come from? It comes from what, the value which is inside our app component to what, the value that is inside our app component to this chart component right here. So how can you actually increase the value from maybe 0 to 1 and maybe from 1 to 0? The way we do that, let's go ahead and inside our chart component app component.html, let's create two buttons right here. The one will be for increment and the other will be for decrement of the cut. So button, and it should be a click event, right? So click equal to increase cut, bam, then increase, right? Then let's copy it and create another one, but this time call it decrease. Pretty simple, right? So let's open the browser. Let me show you what we want to do. Loading too slow. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. So if we want to click on this, we want this item to be what, increase, and if we want to if we click on this, we want this bad guy here to what, to decrease. So how do we go? We need to create these two functions, one here. So let's copy the first one, go to app component.ts and let's create it. Let's go ahead, copy the other one which is decrease, and go to app component.ts, create that function too. Did I say function? Method. We are in object oriented programming. We don't call functions, we call them method. Alright, that's just a quick tip. So increase cut, what we want to do is want to increase the you want to increase this bad guy, the value this guy here. So remember, just take note that this bad guy here is the value that's going to be what, assigned to this bad guy here. So whenever the value of this guy change, this guy become this value what, changes. So how can we actually increase it? Well, pretty simple. The way we do that, we can do just this dot quantity value plus equal to 1. This means what this part equal to actually means, whenever the user click on a button, increase the value, this value right here by 1. So if the value is 5, whenever the user click it, it will add 1 to it to become 6, and if it's 6, when the user click on it, it's going to add 1 what to it to become 7. And we use the same method for what, decrement. By here we use minus. It works as the opposite to this. So when the value is 5, when the user click on this function, it's gonna get 4. When the user click again, it's gonna get 3, right? Let's save it. Let's go to our browser, refresh, and let's try click on this guy. You see, 1, 2, 3. Let's say we want to buy, we don't want to buy 3 items, we want to buy 2. So bam, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or by whatever. So that's how we actually pass data from parent components to child component. It's really easy, right? Really simple. And in the next video, we're gonna show you how you can pass data from child components to parent component. So what is the quick tip here you need to take, right? The only thing you need to master here is that take note of this input guy here. The way you should understand is that it's a public API, right? whenever you assign it to a property, that property become what? A container. That its value is going to be passed by what? Parent component. Okay, so because this value has been attached to what? At input, it come what? A parent. It become what? A public API which other components can pass data to it. So how do you actually pass data to it? We define the value that we want to pass to it in what? In the parent component. And how do we bind the value to this value, this property right here? You go to the app components.html, and inside the child component selector, you use property binding to bind the value of what? The parent component property to the child component property right here, which is this. So this is the child component property, and this is the parent component property. So this value here, this variable, whatever value it contains, is going to be what? Assigned to this property which is inside the child component, right? That's good. And take note here, why do we how do we this child component figure out that this is what? The child tag, right? So how does it figure out that this guy here is coming from the app parent component? That is done with the help of what? App. This guy here got identified. It's able to what? Identify that this, because this is a public API, whatever is being passed to it, it shouldn't come from what? Its own what? Component. It should come from other component. Pretty simple. Okay, pretty simple. And one thing you can do here too is that if you, let's say, you want to change the name here, this item name here, maybe you have coded a lot of stuff and you finally want to change it, you can go ahead and change it. Maybe if instead of item quantity, you can make it product quantity. If you leave it like that, it's not going to work, my brother. Refresh the browser, increase it, and you see it's not going to work, because by default this is the default what? Name you have assigned to what? This property right here. So if you assign to it, you have to go ahead and what? Use the default name and bind to it right here. Save it, go to the browser and refresh, increase, decrease. You see everything is working successful. Pretty good. So see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Also, if you have any question or suggestion, comment it in the input box below. See you the next